Hello and welcome to Dear Julie DIY. Today on our channel we will be making some Easter projects. These are projects that I'm making for Lent to add to my home. I love making DIY projects using items from the dollar store, the thrift store, things that people give me and things that just are hanging around. If you like that sort of thing, please go ahead and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button and that notification bell so you will know each time I upload a new video. So today we are going to be working on Easter and I am so excited. Let's go ahead and get started. So today we'll be using two of the fences from Dollar Tree, some skewers, some E6000, scissors, glue gun and glue sticks, Waverly chalk paint and ink, and a sponge brush. I'm also going to be using some greenery and some very special flowers that I have. Here I'm showing you the inspiration. I found this little cross in my garden and I wanted to recreate it. So here we are with our two fences from Dollar Tree. And we're going to use 5 sections from the fences. So this one fence has 4, the other has 1. We're going to start by taking off the tag and then cutting up one of the sections. Just cutting up the middle of that section, and it was easier to go from the top side down to finish it. Now we're also going to do the same thing across the bottom and the other side of that section. I tried several different ways and this ended up being the easiest way to get this effect that I wanted. So we're just cutting it. And there we have our section. So now I'm going to show you, you're going to cut across and you're going to cut all those places. And then on your other piece, you're going to cut those places. Okay? So that will give you 5 sections. And now we're going to cut around the curls. So each place that there is a curl, we're going to cut and continue that curl. So we're going to give it a rounded corner on each of the places that we're cutting. And then I'm just checking to make sure that each of the corner is very rounded. There's no pointy, sticky spots. So we have our first section done. We're going to go ahead and do that for all the rest of the sections till we have 5. So here we are with all 5 sections. And we're going to go ahead and lay those out so that you can see that we've cut all 5. And now we're going to lay them out and get an idea of how we can put them together. And so you can start to see that my idea is coming to life. And I'm going to move things around a little bit just to get an idea of how I want to put them. I'm going to be using the E6000, and that will give me a more permanent hold. And then to hold it while I'm working with it, I'm going to be adding hot glue, and that will give me a more immediate hold. So here we are adding the hot glue, and I'm putting it inside the curls, and then putting the one on top of the other. We're going to go do the same thing down here, and you'll see there is going to be a space in the middle, and we're going to be just doing something with that in a bit. So we're going to add the bottom one. And right now I was getting so excited about how this was looking. It was coming along just exactly like what I was thinking. So those pieces that we had cut off, we're going to go ahead and cut them into little pieces, and we're going to use those for support. And the fact that they're curly works really well as we put them in the back of our project. Again, I'm using the E6000 and the hot glue. So the E6000 gives us a permanent hold. the hot glue helps hold it right now. I'm trying to make sure that you can't see those support pieces from the front. And I'm really happy how this worked out. So we're going to be doing this in all of the jointed areas. So with each of the joints reinforced, I am checking to see how strong it is, and I know that I want to add something to the center. So I'm going to go ahead and use these skewers. I actually picked these up at Walmart in the barbecue section. I'm going to use the E6000 and the hot glue again to hold these in place. And then I pull out some clips to help hold the sticks down because I only have 2 hands. And I'm putting my other stick underneath because it naturally went there better than going over the top of the other skewer. So again, adding the hot glue, and it was hard to figure out where to put the little clips, but I did get them in there, and that was actually really helpful. And I decided to go ahead and add some more hot glue to all the joints. And I have to tell you, this was the middle of the night. I was so excited. I had to get this idea out of my head and onto the table. So here we are putting glue on the tops of the sticks, and we're going to set aside and let it dry overnight. And then the next morning we're going to go ahead and paint the entire cross, including the little sticks, with my Waverly ink chalk paint. It only took 1 coat, and its matte finish was perfect. It really looked like wrought iron. And now we're ready for the flowers. I told you in the beginning I had some special flowers. These were given to me by my mom when I became a sales director with Mary Kay. And so they are very special, but they don't need to be kept the way they are. I think they'll be beautiful on this cross. I also have some lamb's ear from Walmart that I got for $2. You get the 2 pieces. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kind of get an idea of what I want. I'm attaching those together with a twisty tie that they came with. Now I'm taking the berry bush, also from Walmart. I get it for $2.48. It's my favorite bush that they have there. And I'm cutting off the pieces and laying them out, kind of getting an idea of how I want them to be. Originally, I wanted just a swag going like catty-cornered on the cross. Now I'm bringing in the small pieces of the flowers that were also part of those very special flowers. I'm really happy to be able to use something that's very special to me on this project. So that gives you an idea of what it's going to look like. And next I'm going to go ahead and I am going to glue them down. But first I need a base. So I've decided I'm going to use these leaves from the hydrangea bush from Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to glue them onto the center of the cross. And there I now have a larger base to be able to glue my flowers on. I'm also going to add glue to the back of it so that it is literally sticking to the sticks. And here we go. We're going to add the flowers now. So we're going to add a puddle of hot glue. I am using Gorilla Glue glue sticks, as well as I'm adding glue onto some of the curls of the fence cross. And I put that down. So next we're going to go ahead and add the berry bush pieces, putting a puddle in the center and then adding some glue around the spots on the flowers. I am planning to keep this cross up, so I am making sure that I do glue all the pieces down pretty well. So we'll continue that process for the rest of the flowers, putting the puddle of glue down and then adding the flowers, putting the puddle of glue down, adding the flowers. With these accent flowers, I started with the long ones, put them in their place, and then added the shorter pieces in, and then side to side. So now I'm going to add that beautiful rose. I'm going to cut the back of it off so that there's a little less area. Then I'm going to cover it in glue and put it down there in the center, and this is what you get. I love this. And here it is where I've decided I'm going to put it in my home. And this is the beginning of the vignette for this Easter video. I have several more projects. Stay tuned. So for my next project, I'm going to be covering a container I already have with the fence from Dollar Tree. So for this project, all you're going to need is the fence and some scissors. I have these great little snipper scissors that I found out they're great after making the cross. So I'm just going to cut off the stakes where you would put this little fence into the ground, and at the joints I am going to go ahead and bend the fence. Now you do want to be careful, but it did bend really pretty easily and I didn't have any problems. And you're going to go ahead and continue to bend it on all of those line joints. And now after you have your fence ready in a square, you're going to go ahead and attach it together with the little attachers that are on each end of the fence. And that gives you your little square. Now I happen to have a planter that was the perfect size for this, and so I'm just going to go ahead and put that in there. My first attempt, I used this heart topiary that I have. I've had this for like 25 years, this little heart topiary. I'm just adding some moss to it. And now we have an up-close picture of our finished product there. I'm sorry the picture's so dark. I did go switch out the topiary for some roses and other flowers, and I love it. And now for our next project, I am using a wooden bead necklace that was my mom's and the cross that I got from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to be making one of those farmhouse bead accents, and I'm going to put the cross on the end. So I've gone ahead and I'm going to use the ring part of the necklace, and I just attach the jute through there and double knot it. And then cut off both edges right at the knot. I love how this turned out, and it's special because that was my mom's necklace. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in my vignette, and I'm just going to drape it around some of the items that I have there. That heart glass vase, that was my mom's also. It's she collected pink glass. So you're going to see lots of pink glass in my home. The pink candle holders are also from her pink glass collection. I absolutely love this cross. And I'm so excited to have found a way to use things that were special to me. And we're not done yet. For this next project, you're going to want some white cardstock, a Sharpie pen, and a square tool. And I had gotten that at Dollar Tree. So there's the heart frame, and here is the little gold rectangle. I'll be using both of those in this project. So I'm going to take the frame and glass, set them aside, and I'm going to use the backing to measure and to get an idea of where my lines are going to go. So this is how I am going to figure out where I can write, and it will show up in the center of my frame. So I've measured, and this box should be in the center of my frame. I'm using the square because I can go ahead and make my line, and it's going to be parallel because I've squared it to the side. Now I'm going to go ahead, and in case the first one doesn't work, I'll have a second one ready. So basically what I have here is a template. I'm putting my cardstock on top. I'm going to take a look and make sure that those lines really are in the center, and I am going to go ahead and I am going to write, "He is risen." And I'm doing it similar to the Ray Dunn farmhouse style. And I'm using the template. It's in the background, and I can just see those lines, and I'm able to stay within, and it works. And for the next part, I'm going to go ahead and cut out my words using the glass as my template. And now I'm going to put it all back together, and oh my gosh, it's better than what I expected. Now this frame did not have a hanger to hang on the wall, so I'm going to use the jute string. I've just gone ahead and put some glue down on the back of the frame, laid the jute string straight across, and added some more glue on top of those. I'm going to wait for it to dry. Did I mention that I love it? And now we're on to the little heart. And so for that, we're going to kind of do the same thing. We're going to start by drawing around the outside of the heart. And then I kind of get an idea of how much room the frame is taking up inside that heart. And I'm going to go ahead and make my own lines to write inside. You can see the first line was a little off, and I'm going to leave that in so that you can see that yes, it is a process. So I'm practicing here, and we'll see how it fits inside the frame. Again, I'm using those lines as the template. It was too big. No problem, we'll do it again. So this time with the other example above it, I know I need to be much smaller, and I'm just going to go ahead and write it out, and it fits. So now I'm using I'm using the window, the light from the window, to see how the heart should fit around the John 3:16. For God so loved the world, he sent his only son. And now we're going to cut it out just inside the line, because remember, we traced the line. And we'll see how it fits, and I think it's too far up on the heart, and that the letters are actually too thick. So I am using a different pen. This came from my dad's pen collection, and oh my gosh, what a difference. And I love the writing, but it is sitting in the heart a little too high. So I'm going to cut it, and then when I like it, I just glue it in the back. And here they are, hanging on the wall in my beautiful Easter vignette, ready for Lent. We have one more project, and we're just going to go ahead and put some of the napkin that I've been using in the rest of my living room for the Easter and spring decoration, and I'm going to put it into these picture frames. I tried several other things. I have antique postcards, all kinds of things, and they just look too busy on this wall. So I am just going to go ahead and tape these pieces of napkin into my picture frames. That way they will match the rest of my room. I absolutely love the way this turned out, and it is part of my regular decor on that wall. I always have these 2 picture frames. And there they are. You can see that they're just a beautiful touch to that wall. They don't fight with everything else that's up there because it's pretty busy, but that's how I like things. So there's our cross, our napkin picture frames, our written word, and our beaded cross. Don't forget the little planter that's covered with the fence. I'm so glad you joined me. If you're still here, please let me know in the comments which one was your favorite. And don't forget to subscribe and to hit that little notification bell so you know when we have more videos here at Dear Julie DIY. Thanks for being here. Have a great day. Find something to celebrate every day. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye. Bye-bye.